Good morning, my beloved. Welcome to the, I didn't give you a chance to respond, did I? Good morning. I know. This is a conversation, isn't it? Well, welcome to the First Unitarian Church of Pittsburgh. It is Sunday, February 9th of 2025. I am the Reverend Dr. Kate R. Walker. I use the she, her pronouns, and I am just giddy most days with being your minister. For those with visual disability, I'm a middle-aged, light-skinned woman. Hair is mid-length, light brown. I wear glasses, and today I have on a stole that's trying to match a very busy jacket of multicolors and flowers that I got in India. And I want to say, Morgan, thank you. That was, for those who don't know, Hungarian, that she was doing a wonderful, wonderful job with. And the reason why we have Hungarian blessing from Transylvania is because we have Unitarian partner churches there. And I've been very pleased and delighted to have visited there twice, and I highly recommend it if you ever get the chance. You, my beloved, are all welcome here. Welcome here however you arrived. If you are here in person or if you are on YouTube watching now or in the future, we're delighted to have you this morning. We are Unitarian Universalists. We are a multi-faith community with many origins, many sexualities, many genders. We're all welcoming one to each other, however we arrived, whomever we loved. We are seeking questions and sometimes settled with the answers. We're growing, we're loved, you are loved. And if this is your very first time with us on YouTube, please explore who we are on our website, send us an email, introduce yourself, sign up for our newsletter. You will find at the bottom of our main webpage. And if you're here in person for the first time, please introduce yourself out in the garden lobby. You'll find the welcome desk. And just enjoy in this beautiful community together, and I hope you find connection with one another. We have a lot going on in our community. After service from 12 to 1:30 is an environmental justice reimagining from an extractive age to a new era. And every 3 years or so, we re-examine our commitment to doing climate justice, environmental justice work. And so we're going to look back at what we've done for the last 3 years and how we want to target our energy given the present day political circumstances. I also want to raise your awareness next Saturday, the 15th of February, the concert, the Negritude, Black Music of Black Diaspora has been rescheduled, and she'll let us know when it will be rescheduled. I'm looking forward to that. Also, today is the deadline for signing up and getting tickets for the PIN annual gala. That's the Pennsylvania Interfaith Impact Network. We're a very close partner with that organization, a multi-faith organization, doing extraordinary work here in Pittsburgh. And so their annual gala is a week from today on the 16th, but you need to sign up today. So please check out our website. You can find all the information that you need there. It's also in the newsletter email that went out on Thursday. There's probably other things going on. Please check out our website. Please look at the newsletter. I don't know if you're aware, because it goes out via MailChimp, we can actually tell how many people open it up. So I know when you've been sleeping, and I know when you've been awake. So please, a lot of people put a lot of hard work into making sure the activities are thoroughly planned and something that we want to participate in. I invite you to join me as I take a deep breath and arrive in body and spirit, wherever you are, watching on YouTube, here in this beautiful sanctuary, feeling connected to one another in this time and place, feeling connected to other Unitarian Universalists here in Pittsburgh, to those across the country and the world. Let us find ourselves part of a community. As we turn to our chalice, the symbol of our faith, two circles and a flame guiding us. Today, we mark the second Sunday within the beautiful context of Black History Month. And today, as we celebrate our multiracial families, we commit to reclaiming Black history by unlearning dominant narratives. And I offer these words from Unitarian Universalist retired minister Annie Furster. Come, we now out of the darkness of our unknowing and the dusk of our dreaming. Come we now from far places. Come we now into the twilight of our awakening, in the reflection of our gathering. Come we now all together. We bring unilluminated our dark caves of doubting. We seek unbedazzled the clear light of understanding. May the sparks of our joining kindle our resolve, brighten our spirits, reflect our love, and unshadow our days. Come we now, enter the dawning.
I invite you to sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Lift every voice and sing number 149, Till Earth and Heaven Ring.
Andrew, there's a little bit of feedback going on. I don't know if you can hear it. Great, no worries. Please join your voices with mine for our collective reading. This week we will be turning to our old UU principles, as we will do every third week for the rest of the year. The words are found in your order of service as well as in your heart. We covenant to affirm and promote the inherent worth and dignity of every person, justice, equity, and compassion in human relations, acceptance of one another, and encouragement to spiritual growth in our congregations, a free and responsible search for truth and meaning, the right of conscience, and the use of the democratic process within our congregations and in society at large. The goal of world community with peace, liberty, and justice for all, respect for the interdependent web of all existence of which we are a part, journeying towards spiritual wholeness by working to build a diverse, multicultural, beloved community by our actions that accountably dismantle racism and other oppressions in ourselves and our institutions. I now invite up Erica Shadowsong, our Director of Lifespan Religious Education, for the story for all in what appears to be a unicorn hat, but we'll find out.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Erica Shadowsong, Lifespan Religious Education Director. I am wearing a hat with a unicorn on it, which I really love, and I am wearing a dark blue shirt and long black pants. And I'm wearing the unicorn hat because I need it to cheer me up. Because the story I have today makes me feel a little sad. And it makes me feel a little sad that I have to tell it to you because it's gonna make you feel sad. And I don't wanna, but I gotta. And it's a good story. It's a true story. This is a story about the congregation of the North Hills Fellowship in Cincinnati, Ohio. So in 1998, this is a church just like this one, another group of people just like us, were listening to a sermon by their minister. And their minister told them a bit of history that they didn't know. The history was that once in 1918, there had been a Black Unitarian Universalist church in Cincinnati. But because of things that were going on at that time, because of prejudice, because of all kinds of prejudicial thoughts or worries or whatever the reason, the Unitarians, our people, did not support that church. And they did not offer fellowship to that minister. And as a result, that church closed down. It lasted about 20 years, I think. So there was a historian who was part of the church who was listening to this story. His name was Walter Hertz, and he was astounded to believe that that could happen here. They're like, that happened in his city with his church. And someone else heard the story. The the grandson of W.H.G. Carter, Reverend W.H.G. Carter, was the Black minister who started this church in 1918. And so the two of them, the grandson and the historian, got together and they said, we got to figure out what happened here. It's bad that we don't know this story. How do we not know this story? What were we doing? So they went around and they learned all about it. They learned about Carter's history. They learned about his family, many of his family members still alive. And they found out he was such an interesting person. He did everything. He did a lot of stuff. And even though they didn't make him a minister, he behaved as one anyway. He did everything from delivering mail to being a painter and a photographer, and he even was involved in selling tips for horse races. So he was a very, very colorful man. And once they learned everything they could about him, they felt really sad, and they said, we should have been there. We should have been there at that time. We should have been helping them instead of turning our backs on them. What do we do with this sad story that is our history? The congregation talked about it, and they decided that, first and foremost, they really needed to apologize to that family. So they looked up Carter's family members. They had a great big weekend of activities just to honor Reverend Carter and to talk about this story. And they invited something like 100 of his family members who came, his descendants. And they didn't know if their apology was going to be accepted. But they invited them, they spoke, they gave the apology. Reverend Mark Morrison Reed, who is an African-American minister in our tradition, because things have improved and gotten better, and we have those voices more often now, spoke about how when we feel guilty, when we feel pain because of what's happening to someone else, that is the beginning of a bond that we create with that person or with those people. And that is something that can be built on for the future. It was a very positive message. Then, Carter's great-granddaughter, Starita Smith, got up and came to the mic. And they said, uh-oh, now we're going to find out what they really think of us, this family of what we did. And she said, I appreciate that you are willing to apologize. And she said, that was really hard because you had to say something that was embarrassing, something that you probably didn't want to think about and admit about your church. And I don't usually think much of apologies because apology by itself doesn't do anything. I hope what you learn from this is that you will be committed. If you really want to right the wrong of the past, you have to be committed, not just in your church for what happened here, but beyond the walls with the people who are outside, around, everywhere. And then she said, we accept your apology. And of course, there were tears and there were hugs and there was crying and there was a lot of warmth, and that was a hard story to read, and it warms my heart, but it's part of our history. I hope that we will take something to learn from that today and moving forward. And I think we do. I think we keep trying. And with that, thank you for listening, and I invite our children and youth to go to our classes. Oh, we'd like them to stay for a moment. We're going to have you sing with us.
Yeah, so the song that we're going to sing goes right along with Erica's story. Erica was talking about some of our ancestors, Unitarian ancestors in Ohio, and earlier Reverend Kate mentioned some of our Unitarian ancestors in Transylvania. So can you say these words? We are our grandmother's prayers. We are our grandfather's dreamings. So I can't help but think about Reverend Carter, and his dream may not have been fulfilled in his lifetime, but that doesn't mean the dream dies. We can carry it forward. So I invite you to find the words in your order of service. Can you give me and sing these words after me. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe. Sing it again. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. Good. The next part goes, we are our grandmother's prayers, and we are our grandfather's dreamings. We are our grandmother's prayers, and we are our grandfather's dreamings. We are the breath of our ancestors. We are the Spirit of God. We are the breath of our ancestors. We are
We are our grandmothers. We are our grandmother's prayers, and we are our grandfather's dreamings. We are the breath of our ancestors. We are the Spirit of God. For each of us born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each of us born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. We are our grandmother's prayers, and we are our grandfather's dreamings. We are the breath of our ancestors. We are the Spirit of God. For each of us born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each of us born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are.
Thanks to all the kids for hanging out with us. You may go to your classes now.
We first sang that a couple weeks ago, and I think it is beautiful. It is a very fun song to sing and to hear. Every month, we do a share the plate. The way this works is that half the money that goes into the plate goes to our basic operating budget here at the church, keeps things running. The other half, the more important half in my mind, goes to a institution that we have partnered with that carries our values into the world. If you're listening to Erica's story, one of the ideas in there is that it is not enough to just feel bad about the things that have happened in the past. We need to pursue restitution and do what we can with the power we have now to undo the harms that have happened. This month, we're partnered with Bethel AME, which is a historic black church in Pittsburgh. Their original building was demolished under urban renewal in the 1950s, and we hope in our own small way to work towards restitution. So if you have any money to give, whether $1 or $100 or $10,000, both our own church and their church would be deeply appreciative. Thank you. I now invite up the ushers.
Come by here,
Thank you. Thank you. My heart is full. I hope all of our hearts are feeling some healing. How many of you are taking a break from the news at least once a day? Okay, yeah. There are so many sorrows in our lives right now, it is near impossible to name them all. But we must name that our hearts are broken and we're full of fear. But we come here together to connect with one another, to find healing, to find connection, to find memories of joy and bring them back into our lives in the present. But we're also here to find inspiration, to use our power, to use our privilege, to help keep this world safe while we can. I invite you now into a time of deep breath. Breathe with one another. Breathe into the silence, into your prayer, into your meditation. May the breath of life fill our hearts with its healing energy. May the breath of love whisper its way into our bodies, easing the aches and the pains and the fears. May the breath of life itself remind us of all the beauty and joy in this world. May we remember the power of love and forgiveness, the power of compassion. May we take care of ourselves in these days of stress and disorder and chaos. May our feet be grounded in this earth, and our arms reach out to all that is holy and precious. May we be reminded of all that we may hold as divine, of that God of many names who has been with us throughout the ages, as well as the power of the human spirit, the vision of human imagination, our capacity to help heal this world, one moment, 1 hour, 1 day at a time. We are here as a collective people, rebuilding our power and our love. Blessed be, and amen.
To say these words as a mantra. I pray for you, you pray for me.
I pray for you, you pray for me.
I love you, I need you to survive. I won't harm you with words from my mouth. I love you, I need you to survive. I pray for you, you pray for me.
I pray for you, you pray for me.
I love you, I need
won't harm you with words from my mouth. I won't harm you with words from my mouth. I love you. I need you to survive. I love you. I need you to survive. Now, Solomon and the choir are going to lead us through a continuation of that prayer. And we will conclude that prayer with that mantra. And at that time, I'll ask you to lift your voices again and to join in with us and sing it.
I need you. You need me. We're all a part of God's body. Stand with me. Agree with me. We're all a part of God's body. It is God's will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. You are important to me. I need you to survive. I need you. You need me. We're all a part of God's body. Stand with me. Agree with me. We're all a part of God's body. It is God's will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. You are important to me. I need you to survive.
I pray for you.
I pray for you. You pray for me. I love you. I need you to survive. I won't harm you with words from my mouth. I love you. I need you. Come on, help me sing. I pray for you. I pray for you. You pray for me. Say, I love you. And I need you. And I won't harm you with these words from my mouth. Say, I love you. Come on, we're gonna say it again. Say, I pray. Somebody pray for your neighbor. 'Cause I love you. No, I won't harm you with this words. I love you. Come on, somebody say, I pray. You pray. 'Cause I love you. And I won't harm you with this words deep in my heart. Say, one more time, say, I pray. Hold your neighbor and pray for them. Sing, I love you, Lord.
Before we get to Reverend Kate's sermon, there is a reading which did not make it into your order of service. So that's what's happening now. It is by Peter Gable, who was the editor-at-large for Tikkun. Sorry, I moved this over earlier to try to fix it. I'm going to now move it back the other way to see if that's better. And much love and thanks to our audio people who are absolute heroes. All right. It's incredible. Once again, this reading is from Peter Gable, who is the editor-at-large for Tikkun. When we fully enter into each other's presence, when we fully recognize each other in our sacred humanity, we actually experience the energetic flow that connects us. We emit an invisible but palpable radiance, linking the poles of our being as we come into connection and experience one another as here together, embraced in each other's sight. This kind of encounter, occurring sometimes in two-person encounters and ubiquitously in the rising period of liberatory social movements as mutual recognition ricochets into a powerful social force, is inherently egalitarian. No one is experienced as above or underneath anyone else, but rather we all experiencing each other as fully present together in the same space, on the same solid ground of being. We form a real and felt we, not an imagined we out there that we imagine we are part of. But when we cannot experience the true presence of the other because we have been conditioned to fear the other as a threat to our ontological integrity, when the other's gaze seems to carry the threat of some fundamental humiliation of our being that must be guarded against, we pool up our longing for authentic human connection behind a series of roles and performances that leave us starved for true community. As we whirl in the hall of mirrors that keeps us spinning at a distance, moving through the reflected selves that are not our real selves, we long for the grace of the other's true presence, the co-presence of I and thou that would allow us to be here together on the same ground, scattering out among the rotations of representations the center cannot hold, and the bioenergetic force that animates us toward connection, cut off from its source of completion in and through each other, desperately seeks out some substitute to find an outlet to express itself. Understood collectively, this force of blocked connection channels itself outward from multiple poles toward a common leader who uses this force to create a false we, an imaginary we, that each isolated person can imaginarily feel part of. In the reality of its being here on the ground, the group thus formed is characterized by universal separation, resulting from a circulating fear of the other, of each other. But in the imaginary, the group feels united, filling with bioenergetic passion what is missing, what is actually everywhere blocked here in the present moment. Everyone is there. No one is here.
Sorry, Andrew. This week, my sermon arrived from my heart in a slightly different format, so I offer it from my heart. 5 years ago this week, my family welcomed new life. My husband and I got to meet her in person 1 week after her first breath. A new granddaughter landed ever so softly in our hearts and souls, a granddaughter. She was given by courageous mother who could not raise her, and our family welcomed her as a seed of new life, reaching out to become, to unfold, wings still tucked, but perhaps can touch the sky one day. She is our future. She can fly if she wants to, but she must believe in herself. If she finds that sweet spot of happiness and self-love, or perhaps they or he, it's her life expanding toward a radiant, liberated being. We want her to live fully, connected, affirmed. Now, don't think me naive, not for a moment. Many someones are going to tell her she's not enough. Cultural messages, body language, harsh words, patronizing tones from pale-skinned, well-meaning women like me, claiming liberal positions from safety and security, men who want to use her body, sell it, capitalize on it. She's going to be told implicitly, explicitly, her body does not belong to her. She's going to find out that others don't love her body, and her mind is not good enough. Want to know how I know this? Why I'm so damn sure? Because my beautiful granddaughter does not have that high value of the perfect pale skin. She is covered in gorgeous black and brown tones of history. She carries the narrative of oppression and plunder. It is in her DNA. She cannot ever undo, no delete button, no reverse, no stop. Her story is our country's story, our human story, embedded with usury of the other, founded upon stolen black and brown bodies. She is loved. Don't misunderstand me. Our family loves every DNA molecule. Her parents, red-headed, pale, Irish-rooted dad, and brilliant, dark-haired mom with her Italian genes, and gosh, both parents are brilliant cooks. And our granddaughter is well-fed in body and spirit. She's covered in a powerful Catholic love by a world community, an unconditional love. She is loved because she's a radiant being. Both under the stars and galaxies, she is an energy burst, may change the world, can change the world. My view of reality, though, is one fueled bites of anger, fear, betrayal, and deep anguish for her. If there is hope for me to feel that powerful bioenergetic force animated connecting with my granddaughter, if there is hope for me to make that connection happen with her, for me to feel her palpable radiance, if I truly want to celebrate her DNA, her story, her narrative, her ancestors, her existence, then I need to do some unlearning. If I want to help protect her existence and her beautiful body, her beautiful mind, her future, yet to unfold, peaking now at 5 years old, then I need to do some serious unpacking. Truth is, this unlearning, unpacking is not just for my granddaughter. It's also for my Chinese immigrant sister-in-law and my Chinese American niece and nephew, and oh my, I do love them so. It's also unlearning for my stepmother's Latina wife, full of compassion and tenderness. And for all those who come under my care as a minister of love, out of my powerful love and fear. I do not speak their names out loud in this public space. To celebrate and protect them, I must keep them private. But I have work to do, and I suspect all of us do. I've been taught poison, wrongs, myths, barriers. I've been lost in the hall of confusing mirrors, fed falsehoods of misbeliefs based on usury values, dismissal, invisible, minimal lives, brutal leaders preaching ego-driven visions where I and thou can never connect. So here is what I am unlearning. Here are the myths I need to dismantle. Unlearn. Intellectual mastery leads to connection. Nope, never gonna happen without the heart. Big, white, privileged power play. Big. Unlearn. I have all the answers. Not so much. This is another white, power-privileged lie, valuing white authority embedded with power. Truly, truly humility is the foundation of intimacy. Unlearn. Power equals domination. This is pure violence. Domination is toxic, poisons the heart, murders the mind. Power must be shared, transparent, given away, liberated. Unlearn. Powerful art always comes from professional artists. What? Have you looked? Listen to the city streets, side of buildings, under our bridges, inside homes, small hidden studios of the heart, simmering, ready to emerge from young and old souls. Unlearn. The U.S. Constitution offers equal protection for all people. Oh. Those authors, the ones we built monuments for, all white cisgendered men, wrote for other white cisgendered men, we, the people, does not equal all the people. Look inside the prisons. You'll see. Unpack this. There are red states and there are blue states. Another false binary. All states are green, not for money, you cynic. For life. Green for trees and stems of life, claiming oxygen and water. Unpack this. Police are for public safety. Maybe for me, light-skinned, able-bodied woman. From the beginning, at the foundation of slavery, police created to enforce systems of restriction, punishment, maintain hierarchy for privileged white landowners. Victims, too often blamed instead of protected, the innocent, guilty or murdered. Dangerous for people of color, deadly. Look inside the prisons. You'll see. Unlearn. Everything will be all right. Said by well-meaning, well-intentioned, wanting to ease their pain. Truth of it all. For all of us, pain is inevitable. Deeper truth. Suffering is optional. Choices, yours, mine, and theirs, determines the impact. Suffering need not exist. Unwind and lean into. Unwind and lean into. Silence is golden. Sometimes to listen is the gift for our Black, Brown, Asian, Latinx, LGBTQIA, non-binary, disabled siblings, all listening can save a life. Silence can also kill. Know the difference. Unravel. Disarm the enemy on the battlefield. Okay, but better still, disarm the heart. No need for holes in the body, blood on the ground. Compassion is the most powerful force in the universe. The equalizer, the radical, egalitarian humanizer. Compassion. Unpack. Just put out a welcome sign. Hospitality requires to invite the radical, a radical change in the grip of culture. All the marginalized, all the oppressed want to know they are welcomed for who they are. Given space, affirmation to come into their full being, full potential of their life. Unlearn this. Avoid discomfort. So sorry, not sorry. Discomfort is a powerful teacher. The only time change can happen is when we're uncomfortable. Comfort restricts, maintains peace for me, not you or the oppressed. Guilt, shame, painful indicators, something amiss, something gone wrong. Check the interior, dear one. Check under the hood. Then set aside, invite compassion, forgiveness, reconciliation. Ask what is going on inside the heart. Unlearn. Vulnerability is weakness. Oh, this is a big one. Strong is not always better. Flexibility brings strength, history, personal experience. The truth speaker reminds us again and again, strength is built upon true self-love and acceptance. Celebration of our essential being. Vulnerability is open door for connection to heart to heart. One last unlearning for the moment. Outrage is the end point. Outrage is only the beginning. It's a point of transformation, a tipping point in the long journey, and I can show you my outrage, dear people. I can show you my anger and pain. I can preach strong, angry words filled with images, crushed ideas, lives destroyed, communities burning, bodies on the ground suffocating, always under control of ancient myths, written by empty, desperate for human connection. In the hall of mirrors, they see only their disfigured image. Empty, hungry vessels seeking affirmation without security. Grasping power over, always over. They claim their story is the best story, the only story, leads to narratives of addiction and brokenness. Danger, my friends, my beloved family, friends, neighbors, and strangers are in danger. Lives, homes, careers, health. Immigrants without the light skin of safe passage need our help. Witness, advocates, interventionists. Urgency at my heels. I am unlearning, my friends. I am unlearning fast of faux history crushing cultural norms and ancient false narratives. Truth is buried but not lost. Must keep digging. Cannot stop. Here's what motivates me. I know I will find myself in you. I will find myself in my beautiful multiracial family. I will find the universe holy and precious within them. We hold a sacred space, a sacred connection. This is the web of life. We cannot exist without each other, seeking connection, radical hospitality, because too often we've severed our connections. Someone, many someones, taught us early in life we are not worthy, not good enough. Cultural messages, body language, patronizing tones from well-meaning good folks, severing our sacred connections, and at some point we believed them. Unlearn this, my people. Unlearn the myths, unlearn the lies, unlearn the millions of stories and myths hidden and in plain sight. Unlearn that you are not worthy. Feel outrage. Sure. Anger, yes. Pain, yes. Feel the discomfort. Tap into your deepest heart. Find courage. Courage to continue this unfolding of life. Courage to stay in the struggle. We have traveled far and we have a long way to go. We have lives to save, mouths to feed, and bodies to house. Unlearn that you sitting in these stately pews, comfortable homes, food in your cupboard, have no power to change. Unlearn this. You can handle, you can challenge the myths that perpetuate too much suffering. You can speak, find family, find friends and strangers, speak, act, share your voice, care with that beautiful heart of yours. Oppression must end. For all our beloveds in our lives, we must emerge out of our unlearning. This is how we celebrate, protect, and love our multiracial families, our multi-bodied families. We must reach out past our fear, must reach out toward all, for there is no other way. Will you join me? May it be so. Amen. Ashe.
Okay.
I invite you to respond now to this sermon by rising in body and spirit. And we are going to circle round for freedom. The words for this song are in your order of service. And we are literally going to circle round. So I would like to invite everyone in this front section on this side to come and join the tenors back there and make a line right down into this row, and we're going to make a circle facing into the center. Everybody on this side, I invite you to do the same. If you would move your bodies into this aisle and come all the way down here to keep Ellen company so that she's part of the circle, and Howard too. Yes, and this side, if you would come on down and join our ministers, Stuart and you folks, come on down. Yeah, of course, as you're able. As you're able. You can be in the middle with me if you need to stay where you are. Great. So get space for yourself. Roll your shoulders. Yeah, spread out. Take a nice deep breath. Circle round for freedom. Circle round for peace. You sing. Circle round for freedom. Circle round for peace. For all of us imprisoned, circle for release. For all of us imprisoned, circle for release. Good. I invite you to look across the circle and to the people to your side as you sing these words. Circle round for the planet, circle for each soul. You sing that. Circle for the planet, circle for each soul. For the children of our children, keep the circle whole. For the children of our children, keep the circle. Yes, keep singing to each other. Let's sing the whole thing. Circle round for freedom. Circle round for peace. For all of us in prison. Circle for release. Circle for the planet. Circle for each soul.
I invite you to join your voices together as we extinguish our chalice flame. The words are found in our hearts as well. It's in the order of service. We extinguish the flame. Go forward into this world, my friends. Go forward knowing that you have a deeper commitment to unlearning so that others can be free. Go forward. We are needed. We are needed in this world. And when you feel tired, when you are overwhelmed, come home here. We will feed you. We will love you. We will heal you. Go forward and return again. Blessed be.
And our final song today is a South African freedom song, a song of protest, a song of celebration. So I invite you, to the sound of drums, to move back to your seats in the pews and remain standing and sing with us. And we're going to sing in English. The words are in your order of service. Yes, so feel the rhythm in your body. Can you move your spine? Can you move your hips? Whatever degree, can you move your knees? Yes, feel the dance moves that you have inside you, yes? Good, and you're at a joyful protest. Can you move your feet? Good, like you're marching in a protest march. Yes? And you're singing with smiles. Look at your neighbor, on your right, your left, behind you, in front of you. Yes, with smiles, and we sing together. We are marching. We are marching in the light of God. 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 We are marching, marching, we are marching.